this series of Earthrise, I'm exploring emerging movements which call us to remember our place within nature.
Cuida da terra como cuida dos seus filhos e cuida da terra como cuida de você.
I've met wisdom keepers, Buddhist monks, campaigners, scientists, all working to restore balance between humanity and Earth.
We're trying to rewild people, bringing them back into relationship with nature.
Now, I'm finding out how one of the world's major faiths is also getting on board. With nearly 2 billion followers, could Islam inspire a more harmonious relationship with the planet? I've come to the capital of Kenya, Nairobi, for the United Nations Environment Assembly. It's one of several regular UN conferences that seek to galvanise international action for the planet. But something very different is happening at this one. The unveiling of a document written by a team of Islamic scholars, and they're calling it a covenant for the earth.
The United Nations Environment Assembly is the kitchen of policy-making on environmental governance.
Iyad Abu Mogli leads the Faith for Earth Coalition, a group set up as part of the United Nations Environment Programme. Its mission, mobilising faith communities to address the environmental crisis.
We have one crisis that we have not been addressing, which is the ethical, moral responsibility crisis. You know, nothing will work, no technology, no science, no policy, if you do not believe in what you're doing. The spiritual driving force behind your behavior is the thing that will take us far.
The idea that religion has a part to play in protecting the planet isn't new. In 2015, Pope Francis published Laudato Si', which called on the world's 1.4 billion Catholics to make caring for Earth a central tenet of their faith. It put belief and humanity's relationship with Earth firmly in the public eye and galvanized a group of Muslim scholars into producing their own document, Al-Mizan.
The easiest way to describe Al-Mizan is the Muslim sibling to Laudato Si'.
Kamran Shehzad is part of the team which brought Al-Mizan to life.
So we've had 12 eco-theologians, Muslim eco-theologians from around the world, from diverse backgrounds and gender balance and Sunni and Shia backgrounds and all sorts, all come together for the sake of our planet. And the document has gone through a consultation process, 300 institutes, Islamic institutes around the world, and also non-Islamic partners. So it's very unique, and it provides the framework and the motivations and the values for us to all come together and do what needs to be done.
Today is the culmination of 4 years of hard work for the 12 experts who created the document, all of whom volunteered, and some of whom are here for the launch. What is Al-Mizan?
Al-Mizan is a concept in Islam. The concept means the balance. And we know in Islam and Al-Quran, it is mentioned that everything has been created by God in a balanced manner. So we have chosen this concept to create a document that talks about the principles of environmental sustainability, environmental governance, and living in harmony with nature.
Al-Mizan didn't emerge out of thin air. Laudato Si' appeared, and we have been discussing an Islamic charter for years before that.
Fazlun Khalid has been a leading Muslim environmentalist for over 40 years and is one of Al-Mizan's key authors.
Things seem to come together somehow, and we felt the need for a comprehensive Islamic expression of both what is in the Quran and the practice of the Prophet, what Islam has to offer with regard to climate change.
Today is a launching pad for something huge to come in the future. We're not only targeting the 2 billion Muslims, we're targeting the international community, because this says exactly what all other religions are saying. But it talks to everybody. Everybody should connect with it.
Al-Mizan examines the damage humanity has done to the planet, reminding Muslims of their sacred duty to be khalifas, or stewards of the earth. Drawing on the Quran, it urges believers to protect nature use resources wisely, address climate breakdown, and uphold justice for all life on Earth. More than a text, Al-Mizan is a call to action, and one that's already gained political support from the Moroccan government.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear scholars, I'm very pleased to extend our unconditional support for Al-Mizan. This groundbreaking document offers, how we like to say it in the Kingdom of Morocco, an Islamic and very modernist perspective on the pressing environmental crisis confronting our planet.
We Muslims hold that the oneness of God is the basis of our faith. The affirmation of God's oneness, Tawheed in Arabic, has many dimensions, but its most essential moral implication is doing the greatest good one can to all his creatures. One cannot ethically make one's ultimate aim the welfare of less than the whole community of life.
That seemed to go really well. Lots of people turned up, good reaction. The team seemed happy. But the challenge now really begins. How do you get Al-Mizan out into the world? And Al-Mizan is needed now more than ever. The delicate balance of life on Earth is tipping. Rising temperatures, collapsing ecosystems, vanishing species, polluted oceans. This is a crisis of our own making, and we are running out of time. A few months have passed since the launch of Al-Mizan, and I've come to Norwich, a small city in the east of the UK, to meet with Fazlun and Kamran for a progress update. So what is the plan of action from here?
We're hoping that we see launches in different parts of the world, galvanizing local communities, and not just do launches in communities, but education, the science sector, the political arena. And only then will we see Al-Mizan really pick up.
What's the most radical idea in Al-Mizan, would you say?
Ah, that's interesting. There are perhaps two. One is at the individual level and one at the global level. At the individual level is a personal commitment to be kind to nature and to understand that nature is all we have because we are part of nature. The other radical global idea that I have is we have to look at another system because this system is finished. So the whole capitalist edifice needs to change into something quite different.
Al-Mizan means balance. Right now, we're not on a balance. So we have to change things so that we create that balance.
While I'm in Norwich, I have the chance to see how Al-Mizan is starting to inspire people at the individual level. Gorgeous here.
Yeah, it is beautiful, very peaceful. So this is the orchard. We planted all the fruit trees a couple of years ago. We had to build up...
Hawa Amanda lives on a small holding just outside town, where she offers retreats for people to reconnect with nature. She was introduced to Al-Mizan by Fazlun at their mosque.
It is helping me, it's inspiring me, it's affirming a lot of what I am already doing here. Al-Mizan talks about a himma, a protected area of land that is established for the common good and left to create more life. And it talks about Khalifa, which is being a steward and a guardian of the earth. And I think that's what I see my role is here, is stewarding this piece of land. Go first.
Precious
So
load.
let's go to the left.
Okay.
You want to keep a ring around the roots. So you don't want it to be all the way. And just like sprinkle a little bit around.
That's amazing colour.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a quote from Al-Mizan. It says, "In making nature flourish to the utmost, we humans enjoy and thrive with nature to the utmost, and a relationship of takaful, reciprocity, symbiosis is realized tending to the utmost good of all. I wrote it down because that has been my experience.
It is a real sanctuary here.
Yeah.
But in the world outside, I mean, the relationship with nature has gone so, well, unbalanced, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a disconnect. Until you get your hands into the soil and get dirt under your nails, you have quite a disconnected relationship with it. Al-Mizan is trying to bring back that connectedness to nature as stewards and guardians of the earth, which each and every one of us are.
Al-Mizan inspires Hawa as a steward of the earth. But what about the next generation of potential caliphs? At a campsite on the edge of town, a Muslim scout group is having its weekly get-together.
Is that a baby frog? Gosh, a tiny little thing.
Nature takes center stage here. The scouts are practicing bushcraft.
Oh, that ones are the best. They're not gonna.
I found loads up here.
They're not raspberries.
You're quick. Fazlun has come to talk to the scouts about Al-Mizan. At 91 years old, and after 4 decades of activism, he remains determined to spread the message of Islamic stewardship of the earth.
Allah is saying, trees keep the earth in balance. Allah says, do not transgress the balance. So what is it that can then disrupt this balance?
When people cut the trees down.
Yeah, the being that can disrupt the balance is the human being.
Human beings, they always want more and more.
What do you call that?
Gluttony?
That's one word. Human beings are greedy.
Yes, greedy.
Yes. So what's the opposite of being greedy?
Having temperance, like having control.
What would you do to change things around, to change human behavior?
Trying to educate people about how valuable the world is and how if you keep on destroying it, it's not going to be there forever.
I worry about my grandchildren. What kind of a world are we leaving them? And that world has been the result of the way we, the so-called developed world, the advanced world, the consumer world, have been living. And I've come to the conclusion that if you follow the Quran, that you are an environmentalist. So we need to change.
Future generations are set to inherit a planet in crisis, and the warning signs are clear, including in parts of the Middle East. I've come to an Islamic country which is one of the driest on the planet. This is Jordan. It's an already arid terrain, but add climate change, regional politics, and a growing population, and, well, as you can see from this dam behind me, which should have water in it at this time of year, the water system is completely out of balance. I'm in the Azraq Basin, to the east of the country, meeting farmer Osama Azyud. Once a lush oasis, groundwater reserves here are now severely depleted, over-extracted by farms, local communities, and even cities far away. And then there's climate breakdown, which Osama monitors at this weather station on his land.
سجلت محطة الأرصاد الجوية الموجودة عندنا بجوارنا هون أعلى درجة 53 درجة مئوية ل14 يوم متتالية. أصبح لا يطاق وضغط كبير على المواطنين وعلى أسباب رزقهم. الميزان درجات الحرارة انعكس رأساً على عقب. أصبحت الأرقام مرتفعة جداً جداً، وأصبحت الأرقام في الشتاء منخفضة جداً جداً. أمطار وتغيرات مناخية شديدة. أصبح الإنسان حياته مهددة ما لم يجد حلول لهذه القضية.
But these solutions are out of reach for many farmers.
استطعت أنا لخبرتي العلمية والفنية أني أتغلب على جزء كبير من هذه التغيرات، لكن التغيرات هاي مكلفة. بعض المزارعين الآخرين ليس لديهم الأموال والقوة المالية تستطيع أن تجابه هذه التغيرات.
With climate and water cycles so out of balance, everyone here is affected. Wala Al-Sahan shares a house with 11 others in the north of Jordan.
احنا مشتركين مياه، لكن للأسف من 4 سنوات المياه ما تصلنا نهائياً. احنا هان عايشين 3 عائلات ونحتاج المياه بشكل يومي.
Yeah, it must be such a worry.
كثير صعب ونعتبره تحدي من تحديات الحياة اللي احنا نواجهها بهذه المنطقة.
The crisis has become part of daily life. Wala's family depend on water tanks which need to be filled every 5 or 6 days.
ويا ترى هل أصحاب التنكات إنه بالفعل مأمنين المياه عشان يجونا باليوم اللي إحنا بالفعل بحاجة المياه إله؟ فهذا جداً أمر مزعج. حنا تعودنا، بس تعودنا على حساب نفسيتنا. يعني متأثرين نفسياً للحاجة اليومية، بس إنه يعني هاي سنة الحياة ودنا نعيشها وودنا نستمر فيها.
Ensuring there is sufficient water for households is hard enough here. Cultivating food is even more of a challenge. But Wala works at a pilot project, Summer Al-Sahan, which is doing just that. Using solar power and smart irrigation, it seeks to restore the balance between humans and the environment, even in these harsh conditions.
So what do you want me to do, Wala?
رح نبدأ اليوم نقطف حجم الخيار الحبة اللي تكون مناسبة.
Local participants, like Wala, monitor plant growth to minimize wasting precious water reserves from a nearby dam. The result? Fresh produce all year round.
Oh, this looks a good one. Oh, like that one, yeah? That big enough? Yeah, okay, great. You've got loads of them.
الحمد لله الكمية ممتازة جداً، ومتابعتنا طبعاً من قبل المهندسين المتابعين إلنا مثل ما أنت شايفة جداً جميل.
This project has been developed by INWADAM, the Inter-Islamic Network on Water Resources Development and Management. Its vision, ensuring water security across Islamic nations, aligns with the message of Al-Mizan.
We try to put the idea of balance into practice in this harsh environment where the people here, they suffer from water scarcity.
Agricultural scientist Jafar Ababne is project leader.
So is this project driven by Islamic principles?
Yes. Many verses in Quran promote us to keep this balance, with the environment, with plants, with the animals, with nature, to minimize our negative impact for the future generation, inshallah.
Pretty good, happy?
Very good.
The project's succeeding, but are the conditions getting harsher?
Yes, it's hotter and hotter, but we can adapt to it. We have to change. We have to look at it from a different way.
Across the Islamic world, climate breakdown and dwindling water supplies are becoming increasingly pressing concerns for policymakers. Balance needs to be restored urgently. It's predicted that by 2050, everyone in the Middle East will be living with extremely high water stress. But simply, there just won't be enough to go round. The implications for nature, people, and regional stability are profound. So much so that every year, INWADAM holds a conference in Jordan's capital, Amman, for nations to come together and discuss solutions. And for the first time, Al-Mizan is on the table.
Today's a really big day for Al-Mizan. Delegates have come here from all over the world, and Al-Mizan is even getting the support of a member of the Jordanian royal family.
Your Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, distinguished guests and partners, it's an honor to address you today in our 36th General Assembly.
Ministers and representatives of 17 Islamic nations are here to discuss water security. And Iyad, who I met in Nairobi, is presenting Al-Mizan to them.
يوفر الإطار الأخلاقي العميق للإسلام مخططاً شاملاً لإنقاذ البشرية وكل أشكال الحياة من الأزمات البيئية المستمرة. يقول الله تعالى: هو الذي جعلكم خلائف في الأرض. هذا المفهوم يشير إلى أن الإنسان ليس مجرد مستهلك للطبيعة، بل هو حارس لها. فما هي بعض الخطوات العملية التي يمكن تبنيها؟ أولاً، تطوير السياسات البيئية العمل مع الحكومات لتطوير سياسات بيئية تتماشى مع مبادئ الميزان مثل حماية الموارد الطبيعية.
I've been actually rather amazed to see how Inwardam are taking Al-Mizan and really running with it and are using it to inject a sense of values into a very institutional context.
Dr. Marwan Al-Ragad is Inwardam's executive director.
Why are you promoting Al-Mizan?
Here in the Middle East, there is a lack of environmental and water citizenship. We provided over many years awareness program, educational campaigns, the technology needed to manage the water, but without touching the moral aspects, without talking about religious aspects of water management and environmental protection, our message will not be complete. So Al-Mizan can help us a lot in achieving our vision. People in the area, they are highly religious and they are respecting the religious aspect when it comes to the environment.
It's clear that initiatives like Al-Mizan can make a real difference for the climate and nature crisis by linking faith with our common duty to look after the planet.
We have Laudato Si for the Christians, Al-Mizan for Muslims, bringing all these common religious principles that all religions agree on, which is the balance, harmony with nature, interconnectedness, and so on, back into people's minds, back into the daily discussions of the people and how they connect with them.
And when those discussions happen in the halls of power, then things can really take off.
It's been nearly a year since Al-Mizan was unveiled to the world in Nairobi, and today it's being launched in a major power centre, the British Houses of Parliament.
It's another big day for Al-Mizan, one that Kamran has been working hard to organise.
Al-Mizan has been gathering momentum in communities, in mosques, in madrasas, but ultimately it's Parliament where change happens. It's a way for us as the Muslim community to say, look, we have a role to play in influencing legislation. Behaviour change is part of what we do for the sake of being answerable to God and to being answerable to the rules of our religion. But it's also about influencing legislation. It's about making systemic change, and that comes from here.
Ministers, members of parliament, scholars, faith leaders, climate activists have gathered for the launch.
Every faith fundamentally says that this is a trust. We have to look after it. And this is why I'm so delighted that you are all here.
The solutions to these crises will not come from any one group or individual. Together, we can amplify the message of Al-Mizan and demonstrate the vital role Muslims play in securing the planet's future.
My prayer for you all and for the future of the Al-Mizan project is that it will inspire each of us to play our part in maintaining the Mizan, or balance of this earth on which we all rely and call home.
The launch is a success, both for the Al-Mizan project and the irrepressible Fazlun, who's given a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I'm getting on, but I don't think I have done my bit yet. There's more to do. The actual work is done by grassroots people, but the motivation comes from the powers that be, giving kudos to this movement to say, come on, let's join forces with you and let's do something about it. So a message like this is very important. It can illuminate the members of the parliament of what Muslims and Islam can offer for the well-being of not just this country, but for the whole world.
It really is exciting to see Al-Mizan gather momentum. Now, it's an Islamic document, but what it says matters to all of us because we're all in this together. Muslim, non-Muslim, believer, non-believer. If we haven't felt the impact already, then sooner or later we're all going to feel the force of climate and nature breakdown. And over the course of this series, I've been seeing how people are waking up to that. People from different traditions, different faiths, different places, all calling for the same thing, which is that we urgently rethink how we operate on Earth, reassess how we see our role here, and remember that we, together with all the other species on our stunning planetary home, we are nature.